What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a little bit of a look at what's going on with Disney Lorcana over at GenCon. You see, GenCon is, I'm not even really sure how to describe it. The soft launch of Disney Lorcana? A sneak peek of Disney Lorcana? I'm not 100% sure, so let's just put it this way. Lorcana is coming around for the first time at GenCon. If you have an interest in Lorcana, and it is possible for you to get to GenCon, you should definitely be trying to get to GenCon. Now, some people like me, and I've had a bunch of questions pretty regularly, a few people a week messaging me about this. Hey, Walsey, are you going to GenCon for Disney Lorcana? And the answer is, in a regular year, I would be trying very hard to go to GenCon and joining in with the launch, or soft launch, or preview, or whatever you want to call it, of Disney Lorcana. That would make me very, very happy indeed. Unfortunately, or fortunately really here, when it comes to this particular year, the World Championships of Pokemon are being held in Yokohama, Japan. So I am heading over there. I'm going to, but I need an excuse to go to Japan that is a work trip because I've got young kids. I can't go by myself and they're too young to take. And this is an excuse to go to Japan as a work trip because, I cover Pokemon on my other channel, PCG Radio. That's my main job, so kind of need to be at Pokemon World, right? So unfortunately, the dates there are too similar. If the current plans hold, I will be in Japan when GenCon happens. However, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I'll take my laptop. If any news drops about Disney Lorcana at GenCon, you got to imagine some news is going to drop. I will be making videos. I'll come to my hotel room after a fun day of playing around in Japan, and I will make a video telling you all about the news. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I've got your back. But we now know what's going on at GenCon, and that means that we can have a little bit of a chat about what's going on and what you can be having to play around with. And what's happening is basically 3 different types of tournaments, and that is very, very exciting. So first of all, we've got the Disney Lorcana Learn to Play demo. Oh, cool. You'll be provided a hands-on experience and receive a Lorcana starter deck upon completion of the demo. I'll go through all the details in a minute, but just before we get started, this is $20. It is not free. It is a Learn to Play event. It is a demo event. It is not a free event. You will have to pay $20 for it. As a side note, I would happily pay $20 right now to get a Disney starter deck and a Learn to Play demo. That would be cool. However, just bear in mind that is a thing. If anybody's wondering, the starter deck price over in the US, as I've told you before, is $16.99. So you are essentially paying $3 and a cent, if you will, above the price of the starter deck. This is not a complaint from me. I would jump on this in a heartbeat. But, just so you understand what you're paying for here. Welcome to the launch of Ravensburger, North America's brand new immersive trading card game, Disney Lorcana. There we go, they're calling it a launch. Wield magic inks and the power of Lorcana to assemble your team of Disney characters. Some characters will be familiar friends and others will be fantastically reimagined. As an Illumineer, you'll wield 6 magic inks to summon glimmers of Disney characters, though only 2 at a time. Glimmers can appear as familiar friends or in fantastically reimagined forms. Recruit Glimmers to your team as you travel through the world of Lorcana. And if anybody from Ravensburger wants to hire me for any voiceover work, I am available. I have worked with multiple companies doing voiceover work, so hit me up. But basically, this is your go along and learn to play. Get yourself a starter deck, jobs are good 'em. Now, it doesn't actually say random starter deck, which is genuinely quite important. We'll get to the other event in a minute. So, I don't know whether this means you get to choose your one. I don't know is the honest answer. I would love to give you a better answer here. The honest answer is I have absolutely no idea. But there is a chance you actually do manage to get the one of your choice, which is really cool. And with the amount of Moana I've watched with my kids, that's the starter deck I'm going for. Now, in terms of other details, needs at least 1 player to run, maximum 60, minimum age 13 plus, which seems high for a minimum age. No experience required. Starts on Thursday at 9, lasts for an hour. And then there's some other stuff going on there. Although GM is listed as Ryan Miller, which is very, 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 or one of them at least, which is very, very cool. This is not a tournament. You're going along, you're learning to play, you're having a bit of fun, jobs are good 'un. If you want a tournament, however, there is the Disney Lorcana Starter Deck Challenge. And this, ladies and gentlemen, if I could get myself to GenCon, and like I say, I can't, if my plan's hold, I am literally going to be in Japan when this happens. But if if I was able to go along to it, this would be it for me. This would be everything I'd ever dreamed of. Now here, players receive a starter deck to play in a 3-round casual tournament with a prize for top 8. So basically you need to go like 3-0 and you get a prize. A good prize. Now, event price includes a randomly selected starter deck. As a side note, this is why you might be able to choose your starter deck for the Learn to Play event. No, I don't know, incidentally. Like I say, that is not confirmed. That is a hunch, nothing more. But the fact that they've specifically gone out of their way to mention that the starter deck is random for this, but they haven't said so for the Learn to Play, might be relevant. Or it might be that it doesn't really matter for the Learn to Play, whereas it does really matter here, because some people are going to think some starter decks are better than others. And incidentally, by the time you've played out a bunch of tournaments, that will be true. One of them will be better. So that's why they have to mention random. What is extremely cool here, players will be allowed to add cards from the booster pack in the starter to enhance their deck. Remember, all the starter decks come with one booster pack of the first chapter. And you are going to get some cards in there. So that's going to be really interesting here. Because you're only getting one booster pack. Yeah? You're only getting one. But if you get a couple of really good cards, that can give you a massive, massive advantage in this tournament, which I do find very interesting. Starter deck tournaments are inherently a little unfair because there's no way all 3 starter decks are going to be perfectly matched power-wise. So that's an interesting one from there. But then you've also got a booster pack, but only one booster pack. This is going to be very, very interesting. We will play 3 50-minute Swiss rounds. The top 8 players will receive a Disney Lorcana playmat and an invitation to participate in a special event on Sunday. Now, as far as I can see, listed over on the website at the moment, there is no special event listed. I have no idea what the special event is. What I'm hoping, and let's be clear, I have moved into wild, baseless speculation. I'm hoping it's like a sealed event where you get like 8 boosters and make a deck. That would be amazing. That would be very, 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 very exciting. It's going to be something very cool, you would hope. And you also get yourself a booster, a playmat, which is very cool. Not a booster pack, a playmat. That's what you get. Love this, ladies and gentlemen. Love this. So it costs $20. Again, that is $3 and 1 penny more than you would pay for the deck normally. But, I mean, top 8, it's up to 59 people, which is weird. So you would assume you need to go kind of 3-0 to be safe for top 8. You hope they've worked that out. But win a playmat, play with a starter deck, this would be everything for me. I would love this. In terms of other details, minimum players 2, maximum players 59. That is weird, because 59 players means someone's getting a bye every round. Why is it not 60? That's just strange to me. Again, they're saying 13 plus. I'm hoping that's not strictly enforced. Experience required, some. They need you to know the basic rules, and that's literally it. You need to know the basic rules to take part in this. I think that's fair, honestly. That does seem pretty fair to me. So learn the basic rules. I've made a video on it. Go along. I'm sure you will be fine. And yeah, that takes up to 4 hours. Costs $20. This is a tournament. And then the final thing they've got on here is just casual play. It's free. And look, it's casual play, right? The second I say casual play, you should really know what I mean by this. Mega deck. Rock along. Play some games of Lorcana. Nice and simple. Bring your friends and your deck to come and play in friendly matches with your fellow Illumineers. An expert will be on hand to answer any of your gameplay questions. So it's casual play, but there are experts there to kind of help you out. Oh, and you will need to bring your own deck. obviously. That should be pretty obvious. Yeah, and I'm not going to reread the long description because it's the same one we've seen before, honestly. But this is kind of amazing. Just if you've made a deck, or even just go and buy a starter deck, 'cause they're going to be available, and then you rock up, play some games of Lorcana. But as a fun little side note, there are, experts there who can help you learn to play. This sounds really exciting. The learn to play thing sounds kind of fun. But clearly, if you're going along to GenCon and you're serious about Lorcana and, you really want to get into it, Starter Deck Challenge. That is what you want to be playing around with here. Get a random starter deck, play in a tournament. Oh, my word, it sounds like it's going to be fun. So there we go. That's what's happening at GenCon. I, unfortunately, will not be at GenCon like I've said. Believe me, if there was any way I could get there, I would get there. But I'm going to be following the news. I'll be bringing all the news on this channel as I tend to do. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you are. And if you are going to GenCon, tell me in the comments and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. But now it's over to you guys. Are you going to GenCon? What are you looking forward to? Which is your favourite starter deck? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Lorcana and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.